and it's so nice to have you back on my show,
Thank
Katie.
you. Great
honey.
to be here.
How are you?
Great, thank you.
So, guys, this is my garden party hydrangea.
Woo!
This has been one of your favorite things, and it is back after I think it's been missing in action for a couple years. And so what we've done is we've given you the same hydrangea that changes in color from pinks to blues, and we've made it even better, right? They're
Absolutely.
bigger, more sturdy,
Yes.
all of that. But these are the hydrangeas that I have planted in front of my house, and my mom has them, of course, because they're from my show. But a lot of you do as well. So call us if you have these or if you're picking them up today. We have a wonderful price of $21.16. Of course, free shipping and handling, as on all of our live plants. But I have to say, with Easy Pay, Katie, that makes it 5 payments of $4.23.
Wow.
So these are absolutely beautiful. Tell us all about them.
Yes, well, like you said, these are the garden party hydrangeas.
Yay.
They're named after you.
Yeah, the breeders at Cottage Farms named them after the show.
And they are America's #1 favorite flower, so it's no surprise that we named them after Carolyn.
Oh, thank you so much.
But they're also, you know, they're America's favorite flower because you can just look at them. They are beautiful with those traditional big blooms, that bright, bold color. Everybody loves hydrangeas.
Yeah.
But these are not like maybe the traditional hydrangeas you've seen on the Cape up in Massachusetts. They're all over the place.
Right.
These are going to bloom longer, and they'll be bolder colors. And so that's what we really love about these. And they're a nice shape. They're going to be about 4 to 5 feet tall and 4 to 5 feet wide. So they're perfect for, you know, the front of your house or along a fence.
Right.
I really love them there. They do like a little bit of shade. Hydrangeas do. So
yeah, we have them in the front where it gets
Yep.
the morning sun, and then we have them planted along with other things that like that. Azaleas, we've got some lilacs up there, but I
perfect.
love the fact that you know, the lilacs come out first, and then your azaleas, and then here come your hydrangeas. So it's nice to sort of stagger the blooming time,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah, and here you can see. So when we're talking about color, these are going to be loaded with color
Wow,
and
look at
loaded
that.
with blooms.
Yeah.
So you can see that's almost a purpley color. The color of these flowers, we should mention, does depend on the pH of your soil.
Okay.
And so if you have more of an acid soil, you're going to get the blue. If you have more of an alkaline, you'll get the pink.
Okay.
But they'll come, and you know what we see here. This is more of like your third season.
Okay.
So let's show everybody what you get.
Yeah, I mean, I'm amazed at how, because I've been buying Cottage Farms plants for a long time, how much bigger the hydrangeas have gotten in the last couple of years as far as the shipping sample.
Yes, this is a hardy sample.
Yes.
This is a great big sample.
You're not getting a little dinky thing
no,
with 2
you are
leaves
not.
on it.
And this will produce a flower or 2 in your first season.
Sure will.
You know, you do have to care for these. They do like, especially any plant in the first season, it needs some water. And hydrangeas like acid-loving fertilizer. And so
And we have that, don't we? From
we do.
Cottage
Yep,
Farms?
we have a specific acid-loving fertilizer, and that, like all of our fertilizers, comes in a small pod, and you can just put it in your watering can or your hose sprayer,
Yep.
and you water it, because this will help your hydrangeas get that robust, bold color that you're looking for.
So
And
when these grow, Katie, what color are they going to start with? If I've used this fertilizer, what can I expect?
most likely your first bloom will come out pink.
Okay.
And then depending on your soil, the following year is really where they'll adapt to the soil in your conditions.
Okay.
But you know, these are kind of magic. You can change the color if you want. If you want them to be blue, you just add more acid. If you want them to be blue, you add some lime. So that's what's really cool about these too, is you can do magic tricks in the garden with these hydrangeas.
And I love how when they're changing, they look purple.
Yeah,
so they're really so gorgeous, and you get tons of blooms with these. They can go in a pot too, can't they?
Absolutely. Yeah, you'll want to do a larger pot, like one of those whiskey barrel, or at least, you know, a 20-inch, 24-inch wide container.
Okay.
Because these are going to be, they'll grow to be about 5 feet wide and tall. So put them in a big pot. That first year you can put them in a smaller pot if you want.
Right.
But you can see here, I mean, they will be a showstopper in the landscape.
I just love this, that we have this picket fence, because
Yes!
look at it against the fence in the background.
I know.
And this is what it looks like in my backyard, where I actually have hydrangeas and peonies in the backyard, again, staggering my bloom time.
Beautiful.
But in the front, we have a stucco house that's done in a lighter shade, and these absolutely give that pop of color mixed in with all the hollies and things that stay evergreen. And they really are so long lasting. Once they get established, they come back every single year, and you know, they're already right now in February full of buds for the leaves to come out of the sticks.
Yes, so these are a mop head style of hydrangea, which you can tell because it's this circular ball flower.
Yeah.
And so that means, as you said, they'll bloom on both the new wood and the old wood,
Right.
which means you are going to get a lot of blooms on this plant. As you said, you're already seeing some of the buds now,
Yep.
so that will make sure that you'll get some of that early summer bloom, and then it will continue to bloom all the way through through fall because it does do that blooming on all the old wood and the new wood.
So how far apart should I plant these? I know some people like them to be really close together so you have like a whole wall of hydrangeas as they get bigger. If you want some, maybe some space in between, what would you suggest?
I would say if you want a little bit of space, 5 feet.
Okay, 5 feet
if
apart.
If you want them crunched, 4 feet.
Okay.
But if you want some, of course you could do them even wider with 6 feet. But if you want them to look like, this here, they're probably 4 feet planted apart.
Look how
and you'll have that wall of color.
And I have to say too, these are big, heavy mop heads, but the stems are also heavy. So you don't end up with them all tipped over on the ground.
Absolutely, yeah. They are going to grow. They're going to cover the whole plant. It will be a mounding habit, and so the whole plant will be covered with flowers. And you're right, the stems are so sturdy, and they will hold because the flowers actually, they're light and airy themselves. So that's what's really fun about hydrangeas.
So again, these were named for Garden Party because this has been such a popular place to buy Cottage Farms hydrangeas. So this is a variety that they didn't have a name for, so they named it for this show. You don't have to pick a choice of, you just pick the one and it will color change into these 2 colors. And we do recommend that acid-loving fertilizer from Cottage Farms to get the most wow of color extremes. I'll hold that for you.
Yes.
They're pre-measured little packets. You just dump them into a gallon of water. And how often would we put that on?
So in the growing season, when there's flowers on it, I would say every 2 weeks you want to fertilize these, especially new plants. They'll like that care and attention every 2 weeks. Make sure they're getting watered. Make sure they are getting their fertilizer.
Yeah, and these will grow pretty well in just about any part of the country, won't they, except really, really hot places?
Right, they do need a frost, so you need to get some frost where you live, so northern Florida. And then, in Chicago you can grow these. And that's, up in Massachusetts. So that's the great thing about these plants, if you know your zone, about zone 4.
And my parents live in the Carolinas and they get a frost, and their mom's hydrangeas do really well down there. So unless you live someplace where it's just really never cold, this is a great choice for you. And they just look so absolutely beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
And these are not the hydrangeas that get all kooky crazy out of control shape. So these are going to be a great foundation plant, or if I've got taller things in the background, would put these in the middle row? You could put them in the middle. Depends on how tall they are, because these will get to eventually be about 5 feet tall. You can see here how I do like them in the back. And they are really a standalone plant. When you see hydrangeas, you often see them as we have them here against the picket fence. You often see them as the only plant there because they are such showstoppers. If you want that Cape Cod or Nantucket garden look with a picket fence and that wonderful just rows of cascading flowers in front of your house like you see there, get your hydrangeas. You will have such a great result with these, and the first year you're going to have a lot of greenery and a few flowers, but wow, wait till next summer and the summer after that, you're going to just be thrilled with how these perform. These are a lifetime investment, these plants. They will perform for you for a long, long time. And again, the reason that these are Garden Party is that you have loved them, and they are just prolific bloomers. They will continue to bloom and bloom and bloom, even in the heat of the summer. These will bloom from midsummer all the way through to a frost. And so that's really great too, that you will get those colors in the fall. So we do have some lavender coming up in the show, and I wanted to mention they would look great together. The lavender, of course, is a standalone too, and I always put it with my roses, but I also love it with the hydrangeas. So in a pot, I can pull these up to the foundation of the house in the winter. They'll be fine. Yes, they will. In the ground, they're going to be great. And don't trim them all the way to a nub. You can trim them down a little bit, but you want to make sure that you have some stalks for them to grow back on. Yes, exactly. Well, they are blooming on old and new wood, so if you do prune them heavy, you're pruning off some of the flowers for next year. So be careful about that. But if you have them in a container, you can prune them to shape them. Otherwise, you don't need to. Here's how you know when they're going to arrive. Yes, so we will not ship these to you now. We are shipping these only to you when the right time for you to plant them is. And so if you take a look at the map and match the color